Night fell over Jerusalem like a shroud. The disciples huddled together in a small upper room, the door barred shut. Every creak of the floorboards made them flinch, every shout from the street tightened their fear. If he truly rose, why has he not come to us? Maybe he already has. And we do not yet see him. A sudden wind swept through the room, though no window was open. The flame of the lantern flickered wildly, and then, he stood among them. Jesus. No footsteps, no sound of entry. He simply was there, radiant, yet gentle, the same, and yet transformed. Peace be with you. Tears filled John's eyes. Peter staggered backward, hand over his mouth. Andrew fell to his knees. Jesus lifted his hands. The wounds were still there, but they shone like stars. It is I. Do not be afraid. Their fear melted into trembling joy. He breathed upon them, a breath warm and living, like the breath that once brought Adam from dust. Receive the Spirit. For as the Father has sent me, so now I send you. The room, once choked with dread, pulsed with hope. But Thomas was not there. Unless I see the wounds, unless I touch them, I cannot believe. Outside, the city stirred with uncertainty. Inside, the disciples waited for whatever would happen next. In the chambers of the temple's high court, the air was thick with panic. The tomb was guarded. The guards swear they saw a light and heard a voice. They were dreaming. We must spread a different story. Say his disciples stole the body. But the stone? Fear makes people believe anything. And if we do not control this story, the people will tear us apart. Coins clinked as the temple treasury opened once more. The guards were summoned, bribed, silenced. The lie began its slow crawl across Jerusalem. Yet truth had already taken root, and no lie could reach deep enough to uproot it. Outside, Nicodemus listened from the shadows, sorrow gripping his heart. You cannot bury the truth a second time. Days passed. Whispers turned to testimonies. Rumors turned to witnesses. The risen Jesus appeared in gardens, in homes, on roads, in the breaking of bread. And then came the summons. Go to Galilee. He will meet you there. Hundreds traveled north. Disciples, followers, doubters hoping for truth, mourners hoping for comfort. Among them walked Nicodemus, robes dusty from travel, eyes bright with something long absent anticipation. On a mountain overlooking the sea, they gathered. A soft wind blew, carrying the scent of water and spring blossoms. Then, without fanfare, he appeared. Jesus. More radiant than before, yet familiar as sunlight. The crowd fell silent in a single breath, an entire mountain holding still. Some knelt. Some wept. Some simply stared in stunned wonder. All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. His voice rolled like gentle thunder, wrapping every soul in courage. Go, and make disciples of all nations. Teach them everything I have taught you. And behold, I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Hope spread through them like fire in dry grass, and the world began to change. 40 days after the resurrection, Jesus led his followers to the Mount of Olives. The city lay below them, bathed in morning gold. Birds circled overhead. The air shimmered with an expectancy too deep for words. The disciples stood around him. Peter, John, James, Thomas, now believing with all his heart, Mary Magdalene with tears of joy, and many others who had once trembled, but now walked in boldness. Lord, will you restore the kingdom now? The kingdom is already rising, but not as you expect. You will receive power. The Spirit will come upon you, and you will be my witnesses, to the ends of the earth. As he spoke, his form began to shine with increasing brilliance. Light wrapped around him like a cloak woven of the morning sun. And then, he rose. Not upward like a bird, but upward like dawn itself, steady, calm, majestic. The disciples shielded their eyes, breathless. A cloud, pure and brilliant, enfolded him, and he was gone. Yet the moment he vanished, joy settled on them like a mantle. Not sorrow, not fear, joy, because they knew, deep, unshakable, eternal, he was not gone. He was with them, in them, ahead of them, guiding them into a world reborn. We begin. And in that moment, as the sun rose over Jerusalem, the kingdom began its march across the earth, not with swords or armies, but with hearts set on fire. The dawn of the world had come.